What's good, YouTube? It's your boy JusticeXFalls. Back at it again. Today we're looking at the new Saints Row reboot again. I had another video that we reacted to. I'll throw it up here somewhere. But without further ado, let's get into it. All right, Saints Row hands off preview by IGN. Let's go.
Party's over, motherfucker.
Whoa, starting off spicy. Wow.
That one had to hurt.
They just Falcon
Having
punch
watched
the
roughly
dude.
50 minutes of Saints Row gameplay, I'm encouraged by what I've seen. Volition's reboot of the series looks a lot of fun, filled with the wackiness, carnage and humour you'd expect. It feels comfortably familiar, but with enough new ways to play to make it not just seem like a retread of what's come before, and promises to be a welcome throwback to an era when playful, urban, open-world games were a much more common occurrence.
Saints Row hands off preview. I wonder why it was hands off.
The world is full of uninteresting people, and I'm not
Like
gonna
you're
be
showing them the
The
gameplay.
first
What's
thing
up?
that caught my attention was the huge emphasis placed on customization. Everything from your playable boss, a huge range of vehicles, arsenal of
That's
weaponry,
cool.
and your base.
One thing I give the Saints Row, they always had the customization down. Always had the customization down. And this one looks like they're going to expand even further on that. So I just wanted to say that.
Can be tailored to your own designs. Car customization in particular looks substantial, with everything from paint jobs to neon underglows available. The character creator is also extensive, giving players the option to create just about anything human-shaped their mind can imagine. You can also completely overhaul the look of your character at
Oh, you
any
give yourself a
time.
prosthetic
Simply
too?
open the in-game phone app to perform the most advanced cosmetic surgery known to man. In a weird way, it reminded me of The Sims.
Also, all you got to do is go to the phone, so you could just be on the fly and just, all right, I want to get a haircut, or I want to change myself to look like a woman or look like a man or whatever. That's different. That's really different.
As you build a library of characters, each with their own backstory you've made up in your head to take control of. However, the setting is less SimCity and more Sin City. The world of Saints Row is a fictional depiction of the American Southwest, and looks colourful and bustling with life. The main city of Santo Ileso, a well-observed
I like the music.
on Reno, Nevada, is a perfect example of this, as little vignettes play out as you stroll down the street. A band might start playing out of nowhere, or you may even decide to provide the music yourself by pulling out a guitar to entertain or annoy the locals. It's this mix of semi-realistic setting and knowing silliness that made the Saints Row games what they were. Distinct sandboxes
true.
where anarchic behaviour is
Like the difference between like the GTA games and like the Saints Row games was the Saints Row games, even from the first one, were just a little bit more over the top, and it took itself a lot less seriously than the GTA games, and that's what I loved about Saints Row. I recently played through no, not recently, that was a few months ago. Saints Row 2, probably the best game in the series. I'm on 3 now, and then I'm gonna go to 4. That's when 3 and 4 is when shit gets really over the top. But 2 is probably the best one so far. So I'm looking forward to this. So that's why I'm gonna keep up with this game until it comes out, and I'm obviously gonna buy it.
is not only encouraged, it's often required. Tonally, Saints Row fits somewhere in between the second and third of the original series. Not quite as dark as 2, but not
Tonally.
as off-the-wall bonkers as the third. From the brief conversations I heard in cutscenes and the way the members of your gang spoke to one another, I was getting big Watch Dogs 2 vibes. Something I'm sure will split
Okay.
people, but as a big fan of Ubisoft's San Francisco-based sequel, I found this encouraging.
Dead set gang in the house.
That said, Saints Row appears to offer a much more rural setting than you might expect. Large swaths
Which
of
is
desert
amazing.
punctured with pockets
You
of
literally get a
civilization
big-ass
fill the map,
sandbox.
and it all looks pretty good too, as dust and sand is kicked up into every cactus you fly by. These large open areas look set to be where Saints Row's vehicles shine, with fully revamped driving mechanics which borrow from familiar favourites. Games from the mid-2000s were
Grand
never
Theft
shy
Auto.
of taking successful gameplay quirks and dropping them into theirs, and that legacy continues here. Sideswiping into other cars conjures flashbacks of Burnout on PS2, while ejecting from a
Nice.
speeding car, deploying a wingsuit and hijacking another is a staple
Oh,
of
we getting
JusticeXFalls.
Fortnite with it.
I've even seen hints of a Back to the Future style hoverboard. One
Hey.
thing Saints Row has always benefited from
I never noticed that in the other trailer. You get a hoverboard. That's gonna be tough.
Seen hints of a Back to the Future style.
That's gonna be
hoverboard.
tough right there.
One thing Saints Row has always benefited from is its
I
vast
found my
range
method of
of unique
transportation.
weapons, and that's no different here. I've seen guns that shoot bullets through walls as if they're paper, finger guns that fire bullets from giant foam hands, and my favourite, the
That's wild.
Thrustbuster, a throwable football that sticks onto enemies and vehicles, sending them flying into the air before exploding into tiny pieces. Every weapon, even the more conventional ones, have their own unlockable signature abilities too, such as turning a simple pistol into a quick-fire machine pistol with the click of a button. As you'd expect,
That's cool.
the action and violence is all very cartoony. It looks fluid too, and finishing off an enemy with their own weapon before diving feet first into a nearby car for a quick escape, then climbing onto
Wild.
the roof to fend off chasers while car
Just
surfing,
completely
looks
ridiculous
very
and over the
slick.
top.
Enemies do look a bit bullet spongy, with some taking several shots in the head to take down, and it's often completely ridiculous, but that's always been part of Saints Row's charm.
It has.
Where the fuck?
Because you, as a Saints Row character, you can take a ridiculous amount of damage too. So, you know, they made it the same for the enemies.
Fuck is Kevin?
There appears to be a ton to unlock, such as special moves like the Pineapple Express, in which you shove a grenade into an enemy's mouth and launch them at one of their friends, as well as
Wow.
skills and perks that let you tailor your style further. There's real variety in the enemies too, with each rival gang having their own fighting styles, units and mini-bosses. From what I've seen, activities are pretty standard open world fare. Randomly generated discoveries, like blowing the doors off of an armoured van to get the cash inside, provide moments of distraction, plus there are more scripted side missions. Main missions are as you'd expect from an open world of this kind. A lot of car chases, firefights, and the occasional big explosive moment. For example, borrowing a heavily weaponized helicopter to destroy a rival gang's facility before
love
landing
doing
on
those
the
type of
roof and
missions.
infiltrating, further increasing your grip on the city. Then there's the modes which abandon story in favour of pure fun. One of these is Mayhem, a mode where you cause as much damage as possible within a set time limit. It's Saints Row in its purest form, and makes no apologies about it. Taking down other gangs looks like it'll take up most of your time in Saints Row though, as you gradually complete missions to increase your influence over the map by fulfilling the 14 separate business ventures available on your war table, each with their own series of objectives. New
Can't wait to do
gameplay
that.
mechanics and modes such as
That'll keep
Saints
me
Row
busy.
Classic Insurance Fraud and customization options unlock as you progress through these objectives too. There are also collectibles to find around the world too, some of which can be used to redecorate your church base, further driving home the point of Saints Row being full of character and encouraging you to stamp some of your own character on its world. There's a lot going on in Saints Row then, and all of it will be fully playable in drop-in and out co-op too. Whether it all comes together to make for a great time before its August 23rd release date is hard to know.
Okay, that's what I was waiting for. That's what I was waiting for, the release date. August 23rd. So that is, right now, as of this recording, is May 19th, May, June, July, August. So that's 3 months and a couple days.
As I'm yet to actually play it. From what I've seen so far though, I'm hopeful. Saints Row is looking like a fun throwback, and finger guns crossed, it feels exactly like that. For more on Saints Row, check out our latest trailer of the game, and for everything else, stick with IGN.
Alright, cool. So yeah, so that's that. Yeah, the Saints Row reboot trailer. It's looking dope. The gameplay's looking over the top and silly. That's the reason why you play the Saints Row game. It doesn't take itself too seriously. Not that Grand Theft Auto did, but I feel like the presentation was very, very much so rooted in reality, just like a high budget action movie. But this is just like completely over the top, ridiculous, mid 2000s vibe. You know, like a Vice City or San Andreas, which is also more rooted in reality, but just a lot of wonky over the top stuff happens. So this is another game I'm looking forward to, August 23rd. I don't know how I'm gonna play all these games. I know I say that every video, but I'm gonna find a way. This is definitely a game I'm gonna be jumping on. Probably on stream. Follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/JusticeXFalls. You know, we're gonna be streaming on there. But Yeah, you guys let me know what you think. It's corny. It's good. Let me know. So you guys already know the vibes. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. It's your boy JusticeXFalls, and we out. One.